Hey there, crafty friends. I'm back. This is our part 2 of our long-awaited video. So new year, new crafty business for 2025. Our first video was an absolute hit. I love all the comments I received, so I really wanted to dedicate this to be a part 2. But we have a very, very special guest today, probably the most special guest I could ever have on this channel. This is Yvette, and this is my mom.
Nice to meet you all. Yeah.
So my mom is always behind the scenes. She's always supported me and helped me throughout my small business journey. She is extremely camera shy, so this is like a really big deal for her. Trust me, I know it is not easy being on camera, especially even talking to a camera, right? It's not easy, I'm telling you. The whole purpose why I really wanted her on today's video is because I want her to read me all of your questions that you put in the comments. But I want this to be like an interview style because I want to respond to you guys very raw. I don't want any edits or cuts in this video. I want it to be like a very natural response. I'm going to give her my phone and she's going to skim through some of your comments and questions. She's going to ask it to me and then I'm going to respond right away. By the way, I have to pause this video right now because somebody on here did something so sweet. I want to give a huge shout out to Renee Minyard. Thank you so much for buying me not only 1, but 5 coffees. You guys have no idea how much caffeine is needed for all content creators. It takes a really long time to edit videos and post content. So this is very appreciated. Again, thank you so much, Renee. Cheers to you. The Buy Me a Coffee link is actually in my description below. Such a beautiful way to support all of your content creators. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get to business.
Question number 1. I was searching on how to set up my website. I subscribed and look forward to part 2.
Alrighty, that is such a good question. I get those questions all the time on every comment, even on my TikTok video. So building a website is not easy. I've done it myself. Remember when I had created the AnnyCricketsDIY.com? I think it's still live right now, but it is not easy. I use like the whole Bluehost thing and it was such a pain. If you're not too tech savvy, I never recommend that being your first go, but there's other platforms that are way easier. For example, if it's like an e-commerce, like selling things online, it's your first time having anything online to sell all of your products, I always recommend like an Etsy because it's so user-friendly. Even my mom has used Etsy before and it was very like easy for you, right? So
It sure was.
right. Now, a step up to avoid some of those Etsy fees is opening up your own Shopify account. Shopify kind of gives you like your own website, which we also like went through that when one of my cups went viral. Again, it was way more easier. Okay, it's like in the middle, right? Etsy is super beginner friendly, super easy to handle. Then you have creating your own true website. That's the whole extreme. It's very hard. And then Shopify is right in the middle. The only good thing about Shopify is that there's a lot of people who sell you templates that you could just download and it kind of creates your page to your aesthetic, how you want it. And also there's just a lot of hacks and stuff that you could follow through YouTube. I could definitely make a whole YouTube video on just Shopify, and I could also make a whole YouTube video on creating a website. Creating a website won't be my best work because it was really hard for me, but I could definitely show you guys how to create your own Shopify. But if you are a beginner, I will always recommend something easy like Etsy.
As a single mom of 2, money is tight for me. I try a lot of things and I don't know where to start. I'm just starting on stuff I should get rid of, but don't know where to start.
So valid, and I completely hear you. Single mom right here, we cannot relate even more. Starting off in your small business does not mean that you have to have a boatload of money to start up a small shop online. I want you guys to really let that sink into your brains, okay? Never did I ever start even my small business with a lot of money. I think I only spent probably like, what, $300 max because I bought my first Cricut machine, which was an Air Explorer 2. I got a couple rolls of Cricut vinyl. I bought a whole box of Libby cups and I kind of just ran with it from there. I did not invest of all of these beautiful things that you see behind me in one shot. This came with profit, with brand deals, with crafty contracts, things like that. So the best tip that I could always give you is start slow. First of all, I want you to really sit down, get a piece of pen and get a paper, and I want you to sit down and think, what do you actually want to sell? I know in the crafty world, we want to do like a little bit of everything. We want to sublimate, right? We want to do cups, we want to do this, we want to do that. and we get excited because we could probably do everything. But I want you to start off and focus on one thing first, because trust me, it gets overwhelming. Then you start buying a whole bunch of different things. You have a whole bunch of products. You haven't made a sale yet. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're getting very negative in your profit. And I don't want that to happen to you guys. So stick to one thing first. When I started my journey, I started with glass Libby cups. And thankfully, that's what really started up my whole business. Once you start with one object, like let's say, for example, you want to start with the glass cups, then you could start doing new releases. Like you could announce it in your shop, saying now we have tumblers, now we have engraved Stanley tumblers, now we have shirts, now we have apparel. So the best key takeaway of all of this is to start slow, focus on one thing, perfect that one craft, make the sales, get some profit back from the things that you spent initially, then venture on to other things.
Question number 3. How do you go from crafting for fun to starting a business? How did you decide what to sell? When did you sell enough to start paying taxes? Did you have to raise prices?
Okay, I'm gonna grab the phone for this one because those were like 4 amazing questions in one shot, so I don't want to miss any part. So for the first part, when did I start from like having fun crafting to selling it? I think I all started when I started doing some Christmas ornaments, which is funny because a lot of you guys say that in the comments. That's how I think everybody starts in the craft world, but whatever. I started doing some Christmas ornaments for lost loved ones. As many of you guys know, I did lose my uncle during COVID, so that was one of the first big cricut projects that I did. It was a memorial type of ornament for a Christmas tree, and I remember posting that online on Instagram and Facebook, and I had so many family and friends reach out to me that they really wanted one too for their loved ones. So then at first I was doing them all for free. Remember, I started just giving them out because, I could definitely feel the pain, but then of course, like I started getting outsider orders, like friends of friends or family of friends and people I didn't know. So I had to buy all of the material, right? So then I started charging. And that's what gave me that confidence. Like, wow, I could actually make things that I love making and make money out of it. So then that's when I started venturing out on things that were easy for me to do because I was still working full time. I'm a mom, I'm a student, as you guys all know. So that's when I went into the whole cup ordeal. The second part of the question was, how did you decide what to sell? I think I just answered that pretty good. I kind of decided the whole glass cups because I personally am a cup lover. I have like a million cups and tumblers around my house. So I started seeing some really cute trending ones during like the COVID time when we were all on TikTok. And I thought to myself, you know what? I think I could make like some really cute cup designs as soon as I learn and figure out how to do it. When did you sell enough to start paying taxes? Okay, now that is a good question. So I'm going to definitely make a whole separate video on just taxes and small business things. The first disclaimer I need to tell all of you is that every state is different. We live in Florida, so our Florida states is different when it comes to taxes and small businesses. But I will tell you my personal experience. I started as a sole proprietorship. That means that I did not start from day one opening like a LLC or a real business with a real EIN number. I just wanted to sell under my social security pretty much, right? And that's how I did because I didn't have too much confidence when I first started. Again, I wish I had that guidance that I have now and that drive that I have now. But of course, when money started coming in, I think in Etsy, every year it changes a little bit, but you have to make either 20,000 or 30,000 a year, and then they'll send you your tax papers that you have to claim it, or it's like 300 orders. I'm going to double check for you guys, and I will make sure to put it here on the screen somewhere before I post this video. But at the time that my cup went viral, I surpassed that money threshold. So I definitely had to claim taxes my first year. So the best advice, so please listen to me. The best advice I could give you for taxes that I still use to this day is whatever profit that you get from any sale, you put away 30%. If you make $10 and those $10 go to your bank account, $3, put it away in a savings account because taxes is no joke. Remember that. There's a lot of websites that they take the taxes already, and there's some websites they don't. For example, I think it was TikTok Shop when I was using it back in 2022. They didn't take out the taxes for me, so I had to claim that myself, and that was a lot of money I made through there as well. So it was definitely a learning experience. It was a little scary, but thankfully I do now have a CPA that he kind of understands what I do now. So much info to say about that. I just definitely have to make a separate video on that. But that was such a good question. Last part of her question was, did you have to raise prices? On Etsy, 100% I had to raise my prices. Remember, I would always tell you that. For example, back when I was using TikTok Shop, was first coming out. They're giving out so many coupons that didn't go against me, actually aided me for my shop. So I didn't have to put my prices so high. But obviously, Etsy has a lot of fees. It has the advertising fee, it has this, it has that, transaction fee, credit card fee. The list goes on and on. I have a whole separate YouTube video on Etsy and all of those details. But when it came to my product listings in Etsy, I 100% had to put my prices up. And let me tell you guys, when one of your cups gets a lot of traction and a lot of attention, or maybe even goes viral in one of your social media platforms, people are going to pay whatever they're going to pay for that cup. I was selling a Libby cup with just some permanent vinyl on it for $30 each because I needed to pay myself. I was working day and night. I had my mom working with me. I had Oscar working with me. So I had to bump up my prices to kind of pay myself off for all of that. So definitely depends on what platform you're in. For Etsy, I definitely had to raise my prices.
Question number 4. First time watching you channel just popped up. I love your energy and your advice. I have a question when it comes to make your logo. What are the things you need to consider? I have a bunch of ideas, but I don't know what to do.
Okay. That is a great question. So logos, depending on the state that you're in, you have to be careful, right? So I have always made my logos on Canva from scratch, like literally from scratch. And I could definitely make another video on that for you guys. Just let me know in the comments. My mom actually wanted to also open up her little small business. And when she was still in the works and thinking about it, I helped her make her own logo. She loved it. And she saw how simply I did in Canva. So just make sure that you're not doing anything of copyright. For example, the best example that I could give you. Let's say that your small business is called Minnie's Cups because you love Minnie Mouse, right? You cannot have like the official logo of Mickey and Minnie, like Disney, on your logo because that's copyright. So there's a whole bunch of rules and regulations with that. Every state varies, but I will tell you that every single state will not allow anything of copyright. So be as organic as you can. Make sure nothing is trademarked. But we could definitely make another video on that. But I do all of my logos through Canva, and it's very, very easy.
Question number 5. I would like more information about how to keep up with your sales and spending. Also, what does your recording setup look like? Again, thank you for this video. I have some close family member who think I'm just wasting time and money. So really needed to hear this.
I'm going to start from the ending to the front, okay? I love that you're already realizing that there are some family and friends that think you're wasting your time in the craft world. Trust me when I tell you, as you guys probably know already, the same thing happened to me.
I think that also comes with like the older family members. They just don't understand what the social media is about. I'm one of them. So it took me some time to see how my daughter company grew. And yeah, you could make a living, with just selling stuff social media.
Absolutely. So don't let any family member, any friends, any coworker, anything stop you from that, okay? Let them talk all they want. Like I always tell you guys, good or bad, they're always going to talk. So make sure, let's make it worth their while. How do I keep up with my sales, what I have to buy in my inventory? Guys, I am not sponsored by these people. I wish I was, so please sponsor me if needed. QuickBooks is the way to go. Okay, I'm gonna make another video on that too because it's so much information. Not only do I use QuickBooks, also Oscar does for his small business that's local here in Miami. It is the best of the best. They have an app, even receipts when I have to go buy supplies and inventory for my small business. Even with the app, you could just take a quick picture of the receipt. It saves it. You could even link it to your bank account, to your business bank account. I think the best example that I could use for somebody like on the go would be Oscar's business. He has a small business here in Miami, Florida that's car wash and detailing, right? He's mobile. So for him, an expense, anything that you do in your business that you have to pay for is an expense. right? So every time that he pours gas, right, he gets the receipt, he gets his app, he takes a picture of it, it scans it, it saves it onto the drive. On top of that, he could also like classify each and every spending. So for gas, it could be a mobile expense. For this, it could be insurance. For that, it could be this and that. So it's very, very convenient. QuickBooks is like so user friendly as well. I've always used it. Now, I will tell you, I did not use it the first year I was in business. I thought that my business was too small. But when my small business went viral, I wish I had started using it already because I had to download it. I had to get it. It's very affordable monthly, or I think you can even pay yearly or something like that. I think we do monthly, but it was a whole running process of me having to document everything for my taxes, for my expenses to see how much I've really made. So I could not recommend QuickBooks more. QuickBooks, please sponsor me.
Highly recommended.
Last question.
Okay, here we go. I bought a Cricut mug presser and a sublimation printer, and I want to start personalizing mug business, but the only problem I have is I don't know how to create content for the product. I am camera shy, same as me, to create content for the product. Be honest, don't know what I need to create video and how to advertise my business. Could you please make a video how to create content?
I love you for that question. And I noticed that I'm getting that question so frequently in the comments. So 100% my next video will definitely be how to create content for your small business. I think that's like very
good idea.
I know, like very big. Just to like summarize things. If you're camera shy, it's okay. You do not have to go live. You do not have to show your face. You have no idea how many small business shops are so successful just by showing their product. Those accounts are really called the faceless accounts. So those faceless accounts are accounts that you typically see like the unboxing or maybe somebody making the product and they're recording it. I'm going to definitely show you guys how I do my setup. It's actually extremely practical. It's nothing fancy at all. Perfect when I first started. I actually didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I definitely learned a lot throughout the way. And now I am extremely confident to give you guys a really good video on what it is to create content for your small business. There's a lot of ways that you could do it. You do not have to always show your face or even talk in it. If you don't feel comfortable with it, that is fine, but you need to put yourself out there, remember. Honestly, these questions were so good. This was such a good interview. I want to thank every single one of you for all of those comments. Truly, with every comment and with every engagement that you guys give me, that's how this channel grows. I am so grateful. I definitely know that we were only able to answer a couple of questions. I didn't want to make this video overwhelmingly long, but let me know who wants a part 3. If there's any other questions that I missed or do you want them answered, just leave them in the comments below.
I want to thank you all for supporting my daughter, Anny Cricut, sending lots of love, and keep on supporting her.
Thank you guys. Love you.
Bye. Sending love.
Bye.